Hi. Well, what have I come to talk to you about today? I've been on this planet a long time, and normally I'm an upbeat, happy, friendly, caring person. But sometimes in life, well, let's go back. The You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see the system's failed. The system that we live in has really failed. There's so many alternative types of fuels, there's all types of different types of energies, and what do we have? They're still pushing the petroleum. Why? So they can still get their taxes. So the leaders who we elect, as we know, aren't really the leaders, there's somebody leading them. Because it doesn't matter if the left or right, extreme left or extreme right, gets into the seat. What happens is the same thing, the same narrative. There's so many people who talk about this. David Icke, many talk about how the system has failed us. The medical industry's failed us. If you talk to the medical people, they say, oh no, the system's great. We try our best. Yes, they do try their best, and they do a good job. But they're still controlled. They're not free thinkers. They're not allowed to, doctors aren't allowed to do whatever's the best. Because, you just have to look at the cancer industry. And it is an industry, because they don't make money if you're healthy. And I've said this many times, that if you spend time in nature and eat natural foods and have a balanced, natural, calm mind, then it's very difficult to get sick. But in this world, there's so much EMF radiation around, so much chemicals, so much negativity. You think social media. I had 300 and some friends in Facebook, and I just deleted them, a lot of them. And what happens? Nobody said, hey, you deleted me. They're just gone. Between all the social media stuff there is, probably met people, talked to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people. But do we really ever connect? I went to a restaurant, coffee shop the other day, and I just look around, and everybody, there's like a group of 6 people there, and all 6 on their cell phones, looking at something. Not taking selfies, but looking at something. So they go there with those 6 people. Why did they go there with them if they're going to sit by themselves and look at their phone? So I really don't know what to say. As you can see, my face is a reflection of what's inside because of what I'm feeling. Listen to the heavy metal groups. What do they sing about? Death and destruction, the system has failed. What are rappers talking about? Raping somebody, stealing somebody's money. What happened? We've advanced from what? Caveman to this? I guess we've gone full circle. Everything in nature has a cycle. So I guess we went from caveman to this, which is we're living in a modern age, but we still have caveman mentality. But on a brighter note, I was listening to a woman, she was a retired American Army retired colonel nurse. And she was talking about NDE, near-death experience. And she was in the Vietnam War. She was a lieutenant in the American Army in the Vietnamese War. And a young soldier had his leg blown off and got seriously hurt. Anyway, he was alive and in the hospital, and he asked her to come over and said, can I talk to you? And she said, sure. So he told her a story of how when the incident happened, he actually died and went to the other side and had an experience and came back. And this soldier, she said, was the kind of soldier, very regimented, very orderly, very disciplined, very hard. But after that experience, he would go stand in nature and stand there and watch a bird looking at flowers and cry. So here's a hardened soldier who died, went to the other side, had an experience with the architect showed him something, and came back. And after that, he was totally changed. The hardness went, a different guy came. So he would stand in nature and watch birds, just look at trees, be around nature, and cry. And you think, okay, what is the point? The point is, you can see what the point is, really. If the architect says, this is why you have nature, this is what you're supposed to be doing here, be calm, be loving, compassionate, observe, appreciate, love and compassion, be grateful. So the system says you go to university, you have to get a degree, you have to have a master's or PhD, and you become the top of your profession. You've reached something. Have you? I think you've lost something. There's endless stories about this. I've been studying all this shit for years and years and years. But I think, I'm not young anymore, and I think to myself, where is this going? Why am I here? I've said for years I do not belong on this earth. I do not belong on this earth. I was sent to the wrong place. Or I was sent here to do something, but I don't think I've done it. I mean, I have an idea, and I do that, but it still makes me feel lost. I do these video clips for who? For people to view. And like I said, I got almost 300 now, less than 300 Facebook friends. And I think, one, Martin looks at my stuff, and my mother looks at my stuff. And the rest are people who I don't even know. There's a lady I know in Belgium who I become friends with in Twitter. She watches my stuff. And, very nice person. So I got about 3, maybe 4 or 5. So here I are, I got the whole social media, and I got 5 people-ish who watch my stuff. All my so-called friends on Facebook. I post it on Facebook regularly. Never look at it, never comment, never say anything. But yet, if I said I got drunk, and I posted a picture of me getting drunk, or chasing women, or some stupid comment about how cheap I got a bottle of whiskey for, they would all be following me. So where have we gone? So what have we, I like to plant, so if you look at a pot, what do you have to put in the pot for a plant to grow? Not that, our environment. So we go back to the guy, I've been saying what the military guy has seen. I've been saying that for years and years, but people don't want to hear me. So the reason I live here in paradise is for that very reason. Many years ago I had this dream, and after my second wife lied and cheated, I left and made paradise. So I hide here in paradise, living out my years for that very reason. Because the system has failed, I don't want to be a part of it. But I stay here in nature and be as happy as I can. Some days very happy, playing with the puppies, they're growing, watching the plants grow, go to a coffee shop. But I guess deep inside, I know I'm a introvert, like to be alone, but I mean I can talk to everybody, but I really like to be alone. But I want to say to whoever listens to this point, find something in your heart that makes you happy, that you can wake up in the morning and get excited about. Spend time in nature. Look inside. Love as much as you can. Give things away to people. If you have money, have some. If you want more, you have to give more. So I wish you all the very best. Find your peace and happiness. Be honest with yourself and your friends. If they're friends, be friends. Don't be a friend that you can text when you're with coffee with somebody else. You know, maybe I'm weird or something, but it'd be nice to sit down with somebody and have a real heart-to-heart, a real connection with somebody. I think that's what I'd love, is to sit and talk with people, have a really deep connection. I don't know. But between now and the time I go back to the other side, I'm going to do my best to live my life and be happy, the happiest I can be. But just for the last few weeks, I don't feel depression at all. I just feel a sadness. It's like a deep sadness, not depression. I don't feel depressed at all. But I feel like the system is really, we really, excuse my French, I was going to swear there, we really messed this place up. Really mess it up. You know, with the Fukushima thing in Japan, poisoning the Pacific Ocean, the biggest ocean in the world. You know, they just keep grabbing money. Look what America is doing in the Middle East. So I thought when Trump got in, you know, he was going to change everything. He's doing exactly what the rest of them, because he's not the president. Somebody's controlling him. So I think the only way to live, to be happy, is drop off the planet. Live on a boat, in a cove somewhere, live in the middle of nowhere alone, be independent as you possibly can, and find happiness. But just be real to yourself and be real to your friends. So, be happy.